What is going on, everybody?
What is going on, everybody?
This is, I guess since we transitioned to YouTube, this is technically episode 3 on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is
Yes, it
Yoked
is.
Radio. This is our technical episode 4. If you guys didn't know, now's a good time. We went ahead and transitioned to YouTube for the time being. Eventually, we will be having video. It'll be a video podcast with both Tyler and I. We're working on that. We just decided to transition because we had used Skype for a little bit, or not Skype. We used SoundCloud for a little bit, and just I don't know. I want to try a different service and see how it goes. So I uploaded 2 of the 3 episodes on SoundCloud. The data file for the very first one I couldn't find. I may have accidentally deleted it or something. But the second 2 of the first 3 are up, and then this one will go up as well, and then we'll let you guys know when we have video. But I don't know how long it's been. Have we been over a week, or are we still within the week time frame from the last one? I think it's been a little longer.
We've missed a week.
Yeah, so
We were busy.
yeah, it's fine. We just got busy. But today, I had actually made an episode just by myself while Tyler was gone on his baseball venture, which you ended up coming back from early.
Yeah.
I never posted that, but the topics that I kind of talked about just with myself, I thought would be pretty good ones for us to talk about, so I figured we'd cover those. So, first topic, actually, we're jumping in too early. You working out today? What'd you work out?
I have not worked out yet today. I am debating on doing International Chest Day or legs.
Okay.
So, do I want to sit there and wait for?
Yeah, you
I want to sit there and wait for a bench, or do I just want to go do legs because the squat racks are gonna have tumbleweeds blowing through them? I don't know.
Yeah, there's not gonna be anybody there.
So, everybody's gonna be hurled around, freaking making noises on the squat rack. I mean, the bench presses and everything. I'm just gonna be like, maybe squats today, but who knows?
That was the worst part of
So-
working out in Athens. In Athens, where will be going to school again, but went to for a couple years already. They have a huge gym and rec center. It's really nice. The equipment's nice, but it was always packed. And when I'm working out, I got my headphones in. I literally can't hear anything or anyone. I don't look at anyone. And I just do my own thing. But if there's one thing I hate, it's waiting for stuff. It drives me nuts. Like, I'm not going to stand there and wait for something. And that, I mean, I don't know. That really sucked just because that place was always packed. But do you work out at you guys have like a school gym, or do you have like one that's for like college athletes, or how does that work?
I mean, yeah, we have a school gym. We don't freaking go to community college down the road.
Well,
we have a school freaking
No,
gym.
I mean, I know you have a school gym, but like at OU, there's Ping, which is the rec center, but then like the football team has like their own freaking private gym or whatever. So,
Well, we do. We have both those. We have our own
okay.
athletes gym, which is absolute crap. Like they have like mixed, like it's awful. You would think that it would be like the better gym.
Yeah.
No, we have like 3 machines that are like, I think we have like a row machine, a little shoulder press. And we have like 5 squat racks, and then we have mixed match dumbbells we have 3 different brands.
Yeah.
It needs completely redone. It is. And there's like 2 treadmills I think in there. I mean, I can't get what I need done in there. Like, it's dumb.
So
Like, you can do everything you want with the bar.
which
I
one
go
do
to
you just go to the school one, like the regular one?
I go to the Falcon Center, which is our school one, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
Yeah, I just
but we have everything we need in there, the Falcon Center, which is nice.
Yeah, I just did a little routine change up last week. I was on the same one for like longer than I usually am. It was probably a couple months I was on it, but kind of wanted to change, so I just went back to something I usually do, which is like I have a leg day, I have a chest and back day, and then I have like I call it the fun day. It's like arms and shoulders, so I usually just rotate through those 3 during the week just to, because
I switched mine up again.
I won't see that's my issue. Like in the past, I have like ADD when it comes to programs. Like I'll find one online, or I'll make one that I'm really psyched about, and then I'll do it for a week, and I'm like, all right, let's make another one. And I don't know, like you lose that progression. So I was on one of Lane Norton's. I think it's called Fat or Full. I forget. which I really liked, and I was on it for a couple months. But it's pretty like progression was nice, and I really liked the actual workouts and everything, and it's really structured. Like you have to make sure you do it everything on certain days. But here in the next month, my next like couple months are just going to be insane. So I just kind of switched back to like a I don't know, whole muscle group. I guess it would be more of like a bodybuilding split, just to give myself some freedom, if I can't make it to the gym or something. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I just did that. But yeah, hopefully we can. We'll have to. I don't know. Maybe we should like pre-record a few episodes going into the next couple months, because I know it's going to be busy for me with me moving back to Ohio and everything for May and June. But we'll figure that out. But I did arms and shoulders today. Which was pretty solid. So I'm taking a few weeks off of like super heavy compound lifts just because my lower back started bothering me again. But still doing my hamstring stretches and everything. But
Okay.
but yeah. So first topic of today, we'll go ahead and get into this. Is something I wanted to talk to you about, especially because I know we've talked about in the past. Is lifting equipment. Now when I say lifting equipment, I'm not really talking about like the body suits or like the powerlifting singlets. I'm just talking about your basic run-of-the-mill, what your average gym rat's gonna have. So like a belt,
Okay. So this is
maybe wrist straps, and then like straps or whatever. So go ahead, you were gonna say something.
Oh, no, man. I got my altitude mask. I got my lifting gloves. I got my bag that has my life inside of it. I carry that around all the time.
Let's start off with
Let me
belt.
see.
Let's start off with belt first, with the lifting belt.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I do when I use a lifting belt is I throw it on, then I go do 25-pound curls. Get that lumbar support. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I see people do. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop.
Yeah, I was gonna bring
Stop.
that up, yeah.
But anywho, no.
So
Like,
do you use belts ever?
Yeah, when I squat.
Okay. Now,
That's it.
do
I don't
you
use a belt when I
find
squat.
that your form changes based on belt or beltless squat? Because I have heard that people say that lifting with a belt and lifting beltless it's not only different in support, but your form almost changes. So I don't know if I've experimented it with enough to tell that, but
When I tried it out, I did one set of heavy squats without a belt, and I did it with the belt. With the belt, I mean, I can get down and up faster.
yeah.
So I'm assuming it does change the way you lift because you're not, it forces your lower back to stay more so in one spot. I mean, you can still have awful form using a belt. Like, the belt's
Well,
not
yeah.
going to fix your back problems.
No, it's
But I feel like even a couple inches, that little push will help you. I mean, because when I throw on a belt, I go as tight as I possibly can because I want as much support as I can with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it does change your form. It makes you tighten your core up. It's pretty much just It's pretty much just flexing your core for you. But even if you do flex your core, you're gonna get more support.
Well, and
But
that's the thing is I think a lot of people not only do they like use belts incorrectly, but when they use a belt, they don't know how to do it because your belt. People think that when you put on a belt, you're like replacing your core, but what you're really supposed to do is you're supposed to actually expand your core in your stomach and press back against the belt. It's like a bracing technique. If you ever hear somebody talk about bracing before a squat or something, you see people like take that breath in, and sometimes they'll even like puff out their stomach to just brace against the against the belt. So I mean, you don't want to do it too tight, so I would watch out about that. You don't want to freaking cinch your waist down to shave inches off your waist. But no, like yeah, today I went, and obviously I'm not gonna overly judge somebody for using a belt. I mean, using a belt for like curls and stuff. I mean, if you don't know the story, if they've got back problems or maybe their doctor recommended they do it, but I mean, if you don't have any issues, I mean, and I think this stems from honestly like bodybuilders on social media, because lately I've seen a lot of like physique competitors, and they're wearing a belt their entire workout. They're doing it for lat pull downs and curls and all this like isolation exercises. And I mean, maybe they leave it on for convenience. I don't really know, but I think a lot of people see that and they're like, oh yeah, they're wearing a belt, so I should be wearing a belt. But I think a beginner or even intermediate lifter wearing a belt their entire workout, I mean, I think that all
Bad
equipment
choice.
has, yeah, everything has a time and a place, but you wearing a belt, it's not really going to do anything for your bicep curl, or your preacher curl or your lat pull down. I mean, like I said, if you have an injury and you need that support, whatever, that's fine. But there's no reason to wear it the whole time. I think belts, and when I say everything has a time and a place, I think it depends on what your goals are. I mean, obviously, if you're a power lifter and you're trying to, max out your squat and, you don't care if you have equipment or not, you just want the highest thing ever, and a belt helps you, then yeah, it's probably a good time to throw the belt on. But,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's there to help you, and you should not use it properly. So, I mean, I think we both agree on that. So,
No, I agree.
I have
I
one,
mean, dead. I mean,
but
okay.
go ahead, go ahead.
You No, I don't have a personal one, but I don't use it for deadlifts. I mean, a lot of people use it for deadlifts. I mean, I see a lot of people use it for bench as well. I
Well,
don't I don't
yeah,
really get that one,
yeah, that
but that's just I mean,
the
deadlifts I understand, squats I understand, maybe power cleans, but I don't see as many people using them for that. I mean, I've never used a belt for power cleans or deadlift, but I don't think you need one for bench. But that's just me.
Yeah, the bench one I think is more if you're doing like the like more of a powerlifting bench stance. But yeah, I don't
Hmm.
use it for bench. I don't use it every workout. I kind of like mixing it up just because I feel like it is a different um,
Okay.
workout. So yeah, when I use it, I'm kind of like you. I primarily use it for squats. I used to use it on my heavy deadlift days, but I didn't like it. I honestly found that it got in the way more than anything. Like when I was trying to do it. So I do like it for squats when I'm going heavy, but not for deadlifts, I guess. So I guess we're the
Yeah.
same there. But all right, so not when I say wrist wraps, I'm not talking about the ones you wrap around the bar. Just regular wrist wraps. You just wrap around your wrist. There's no attachment to the bar. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see people use those?
Yeah, like wrist support.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so people use this for like bench and stuff. Yeah, okay, keep
yeah,
going.
so yeah, I bought a really cheap set of those from Walmart like 2 years ago. I still have them. They were like, I think they were like $8 or something. It was crazy cheap. Um, I don't find, I don't find that like, it's not something like a belt or wrist wraps where you're like, adding pounds to your exercises. But wrist wraps are something that I will use on a lot more things than like a belt. So for example, um, when I squat, sometimes my wrists tend to bend. Do yours do that? Like when you're squatting and you got the bar on your back, sometimes your wrists bend in instead of staying straight. Um, so sometimes
Yeah,
I'll use them there.
yeah,
I'm not really flexible at all, so I really gotta like crane my arms back to get under the bar. But sometimes I'll use it there just to keep them straight. It's not even really for support. It's just to just keep myself in check. Um, but other than that, I'll use them every once in a while with like bench. If I'm doing like heavy dumbbell shoulder press, stuff like that. Again, not something that I have on all the time. I don't really see the use
hmm
to have. I don't think you should really have any assistant device on every workout all the time because, I mean, you're going to want your body to train to do that by itself anyway. It's really just for support, I think, if you're doing, heavier exercises. So I
yeah,
like I like them for some heavy stuff and even some isolation stuff. Like I said, like dumbbell shoulder, like all your presses pretty much your shoulder press, your overhead press. I'll use them every once in a while for that, and I do like them. Um,
okay,
do you have a set of those?
yeah. I have yet to do anything. I've done an Arnold press. That's really the only overhead press that I have done
Yeah,
because it's just not good for your shoulders. It opens and closes your shoulder too much for baseball, and
yeah,
that'll cause inflammation. And when you throw, it just goes downhill from there.
right,
So bad choice. Very bad choice. Even though I wish I could because I would love
right.
to have bigger shoulders.
Everybody wants bowling ball shoulders, right?
Everybody does.
All
But
right, so next up is wrist wraps. I don't know if there's a technical name for it besides wrist wraps, but the wrist wraps that you wrap around the bar.
um
You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
don't
I
you?
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously. Um the only thing I ever used them for is deadlift. And for the longest time I did not use them because I wasn't going super heavy. Well, I mean I was. I think the last set of heavy deadlifts for reps I did 385 for a set of 10. That was before
Dang.
I switched to strength, and I didn't do those with straps. First time I used straps was when I was doing my 5x5 workout, and pretty much I did 425, and I had to have straps. I just couldn't pick it up for
Yeah.
keep. I just couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, that's deadlifts are the only thing I ever used straps for.
No, and that's I think that the way you use them was perfect because again, I feel like we're a broken record here, but going back to the same thing as the belt, you see people using wrist straps on. I've seen a guy wrap it around a dumbbell to do like dumbbell stuff, and like
Yeah,
wrap and like again, like if that's, I guess if that's geared for what you're doing and it helps, then whatever. But I mean, if you're just a regular person, you got to develop your own grip strength a little bit. So I think the way
that's
you
what I
used
think.
it
Yeah,
was I think essentially what you want to do. You were doing your hypertrophy, your volume. You were able to do that little bit of lighter weight, but for more reps. And then once you bump up to your strength, you admitted you had to do that. And I think it seems like with this stuff, it always breaks into two different groups. You always got the people that use them for everything, no matter what, and then you have the people that are like, nah, you just develop your grip strength. Don't be a bitch, just lift up the weight. And
hmm
I think that that's ignorant to say because I think people who refuse to use them just for the fact that they want grip strength. Let's say you're not even doing deadlifts. Let's say you're doing, I've been doing rack pulls just for some back development. I really like them. It's essentially just the top half of a deadlift, but I feel it more in my back, and that's an area that I was wanting to work on. So I supplemented my deadlifts with rack pulls when I was having some lower back issues, and I really liked them. And I found that I knew I could do heavier weight, but I physically just my grip strength just isn't that great, which I'll admit, which I do exercises to work on. But someone
hmm
refusing to use wrist wraps for anything, you're essentially I would have been sacrificing my back workout. If I'm working my back that day, why am I not going to use an assistant? Why would I not use wrist wraps to lift more weight to develop my back? If I was doing
yeah,
not that you have a grip strength day, but like if you're going for grip strength,
no,
yeah, you're not going to use wrist wraps. You're going to want to develop it and pull as much weight. But if it's a back day, and there's a
exactly.
back exercise that I can use wraps to pull more weight to develop my back, of course I'm going to use it. And I think people who completely rule them out just because they don't want to be a sissy or whatever, that's stupid. That's ignorant to say. So no, I'm not an
hmm
advocate for using them all the time, but I think on assistance exercises or really heavy deadlifts or stuff like that, I think they can be beneficial. So I think
I agree.
everything is a tool, no matter how you use them.
hmm No, I agree with you completely on that. I mean, I'm not gonna. I like I said, the only thing I'm ever gonna use straps for is for deadlift.
Yeah,
At
no, that,
least
that makes
as of
sense.
today. As of today, unless my arms decide to snap in half and I have to use them. So,
Yeah, that's the only
but
thing
until
I've
then,
used them for is deadlifts and rack pulls. That's really the only thing.
hmm
And I mean, really, that's really all you can use them for. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is like if you wanted to do like rows, like dumbbell or barbell rows, you could wrap it around. But I've never really tried doing that.
hmm
I haven't had an issue with it. That's a
mm
harder exercise anyway, so it's not like I don't know. I haven't hit that point where I feel like I can lift more than I can hold on that exercise specifically. So that's
Yeah,
not really an issue. You did 385 for 10 on deadlift.
yeah.
Jeez,
That was.
it's crazy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my form probably wasn't like the best, but that's just. I mean, I don't know. Like whenever I deadlift, my back. We talked about this before. I forget what the trainer told me I had. It's not scoliosis. It's like something with like
Uh,
an O.
it's probably
I
either
don't know.
lordosis or
It's something weird.
like kyphosis or kyphosis or whatever. That's the other one.
No, he said because my when I stand up straight, my spine, my lower spine is pushed in, so it's like curved. And he
Yeah,
said that
yeah,
you'll just have you'll just have a little bit of pain here and there. I mean, I haven't had pain until that part until then, but
right,
they told me that the problem with that was my pelvis out of alignment, which is back in alignment now because it doesn't hurt anymore.
right.
They fixed me up pretty well, but no, so that wasn't the problem. I don't think deadlifting was the problem. I mean, it probably was, but I don't know. So,
Well, it's just something you'll have to monitor obviously
I mean,
over time.
I haven't deadlifted in about 4 weeks. So,
Yeah, I haven't in a couple
I did
weeks either.
trap bar squats a couple days ago,
Trap
but
bar squats.
a hex bar, my bad, hex bar.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I call it a trap bar. I mean, because you're trapped inside the bar. I've always called it a trap bar, but it's a
Yeah, no,
hex bar.
yeah, people call it that. Wait, you mean trap bar deadlifts?
Yeah, deadlifts.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. You
I mean,
said
I don't know. Heck,
you
I
said
didn't.
you said trap bar squats, and I'm sitting here trying to think how you would get a trap bar on your back to properly squat that.
I mean, the thing is, when I do that, I literally I put myself up on a platform, so I was
Right.
higher up, so I use more of my legs. I mean, I didn't even feel it in my back. I literally just felt it in my legs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's more of a squat or more of a deadlift because when I deadlift, I feel it pretty much my ass and my lower back.
Yeah.
Actually, when I deadlift, I get a really good back workout all around. Like the day after, my delts and my lats are all sore too. So
Yeah. Well, that's
I
what
don't know.
it's intended for. So.
They're just they're like secondary muscles, I guess. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I
um
think we seem to have a similar philosophy on lifting equipment. That was
hmm
really, like I said, there's other stuff. There's powerlifting suits and elbow sleeves
But
and
what about
stuff. But
what about knee straps?
I
Knee wraps.
yeah, I haven't
Sorry.
personally used those before. From what I hear, um, some people benefit from it, some people don't. If you're a person who kind of uses the momentum of a squat to sort of do like a bounce up, I hear that they're beneficial for that. But if you're a person who naturally squats at a slower tempo, um, I've heard that that's just what I heard. Like I said, I haven't tried them. Have you used them before?
No, I've not. I don't need them yet. So at
Yeah,
least I've not. I mean,
I
I associate it with because the only time I see people use them is when they're doing like 500 pounds. Like I haven't tried to do that yet,
yeah,
so I don't
I
know.
haven't tried those yet. One thing I do want to get is I want to get it. They're like knee ones, but for your elbows, like elbow
Hmm.
sleeves.
Okay.
I don't know how
I've
much they
seen
would really
those.
help,
I've seen
but
those.
I kind of want to try it for like heavy, like military presses and bench and stuff. And then,
Hmm.
have you ever heard of the slingshot? You ever see people using that?
Mm,
There's a
what?
power
I don't know.
there's a power lifter. And his name's Mark Bell. He's pretty. I mean, he's got a YouTube channel and stuff. He's part of I think his gym is called like Super Training or something. But he came out with this product called it's the Slingshot, and it's pretty much just like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a rectangular piece of like cloth, and then Jesus Christ, freaking tornado siren.
Every day at one.
Is it really loud?
I mean, I can tell there's a tornado siren in the background.
See, this happens every time. Let me let it pass here, and then I'll finish this. My God, I don't know why they feel the need to do it every day.
Just to make sure. I mean, Maryland's tornado prone, you know.
It's true. Right in Tornado Alley.
It may guess hurricane. It is hurricane season.
Well,
But
they sound this thing whenever there's like an emergency at like the firehouse and a fire truck has to leave or something. It's so weird. I don't.
well, that's
I mean, it's a small town, but still. Anyway, so it's like a rectangular piece of like stretchy material, like sleeves and stuff are made of, and that goes across your chest, and then there's armholes. So pretty much, if you think about the name, when you're benching, it pretty much like slingshots you or gives you some momentum to press it back up. So like, let's say someone's max is 225, all right, and their issue with getting it up is like that lower portion. The slingshot has some tension in it, so when you go down, it has like elastic, potential, what a tensile. I'm just using a bunch of physics words here. Like it stretches out, but because it's a tighter material, it sort of helps you get it back up. Does that make sense?
yeah.
It's kind of like the
Okay.
idea of like, I guess, a knee wrap. So like you're benching, you go down, you hit your chest. The slingshot is kind of pulled apart because you stressed your chest out, and then because it's a tighter material, it sort of snaps back into place, so it assists you in that lower portion to get it up. So it's kind of the same idea as any other lifting strap or whatever. If you want to get a chest workout and maybe you can lift more, but your biggest issue is getting to that bottom portion. If your max is 225 for one, and you want to be able to hit it cleaner, or you want to be able to hit it for reps, the slingshot kind of gives you a little bit of oomph in that bottom portion. So
Okay.
that's kind of the idea behind it. I've heard a lot of people like it. There's a guy at my gym that uses it, and he seems to like it. It's, again, with any other piece of assistance, it's not something I want to use, every workout or even every bench day. But I'd be interested to try it just to see. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I haven't personally used like knee wraps or elbow sleeves. I just need to get my form down on those things to begin with before I even jump into
Hmm.
using sleeves and stuff. So,
No,
um,
I agree. I mean, I'm gonna try to go without them for as long as I can, just so I can build up that foundation. But eventually, it'll probably happen. I'll have to
yeah,
bend down and put on the
put on
things
the
that are gonna
clothes.
help me get better, I guess.
You're
I
just
don't
gonna
know.
be
Yeah.
a whole person made of stretchy cloth. Just gonna have
Yeah.
knee wraps, elbow sleeves, wrist wraps, belt. Then you'll wear
Yeah,
that
pretty
full body
much.
armor suit. Oh my god. All right, well, we'll go ahead and move into topic number 2. I think we covered lifting gear pretty well. Topic number
Which
2
is
is food slash supplementation for food around your workout. I think one thing that I've seen a lot of people ask online and stuff is, what should I eat before I work out? Should I eat anything before I work out? Is fasted working out best? What should you eat post workout? Stuff like that. So obviously, we could do whole episodes on, pre workout, post workout, intra workout, but just as a general basis, I figure we could hit it real quick. I think one thing to understand is too that what you eat is going to be different for how your body handles food, what kind of food it is, and what your goals are. So right now, right now, doing fasted cardio is really popular. Like intermittent fasting diets and working out in the morning without eating anything is really popular. I don't know all the science behind it exactly, but the theory is like, oh, if you haven't eaten any food that day, the calories you burn are going to be body fat, which it might be true to an extent. But obviously, if you are like yourself, you're a college athlete, or if you're a power lifter, you're probably not going to want to go work out on an empty stomach because
no.
it's the same thing as filling a car up. If your gas tank is empty, you're not going to go anywhere. So I would say, if you're trying to lose weight and you're not really going for performance necessarily, maybe you would benefit from a fasted cardio or, not eating very much before a workout. But for the sake of this discussion, we'll assume that you are going for performance and numbers and just volume, muscle pumps, all that jazz. So Tyler, right now, do you have like a pre-workout meal ritual, or what, as far as your macros, carbs, protein, what does your pre-workout meal look like? How far in advance do you eat it, or do you eat a pre-workout meal?
I do eat a pre-workout meal normally. Back when we had baseball practice late at night. We got done about 7 o'clock. I would come back, eat. I had a lot of carbs. I normally ate a ton of carbs and probably about 30 grams of protein. An hour before I worked out, and then I went to the gym, worked out. Then so it was a pretty late workout, but I just did that because I wanted to eat dinner, and then I would come back and I would eat dinner again after that. Um, but now, I mean, I don't really like eat any specific time before workout. I mean, I'm gonna eat like today. I'll probably go work out about 3 or 4. So I'll eat. If I work out at 3, I'll probably eat about 2, I guess. So yeah, maybe about an hour before I lift. Um, but I don't really have anything specific that I eat. Necessarily. I mean, my diet's all out of whack. I mean, 2 weeks ago I was like 198, and now I'm 194. So I like to drop weight real fast. It's stupid. It makes me annoyed. Though that probably also goes with the fact that I had very minimal time to work out when we were on spring break and everything because of baseball. And I just can't eat when I need to eat to keep on weight. Um,
So
but other than that, no, I don't really
so
have
as far as like,
anything specific.
I mean, is it something that like if you don't eat, um, I don't
I
know,
feel like I feel crap. I feel like crap when I go to the gym. Yes.
and
If
you
I
don't
don't
eat,
eat
yeah.
before, I don't get a good pump.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I think a lot of people probably notice that, and I mean, that really comes down to just, especially carbs. One thing I will say is a lot of people who are into fitness or trying to lose weight, they are like deathly afraid of carbs. Like carbs are this giant, demon substance that will just add pounds of fat to everyone in your body. And I think, which
Carbs are the
yeah, I mean, honestly, which that's fine. I mean, sometimes people do lose weight more successfully on a low carb diet. If that's how your body responds, that's fine. But you have to realize that carbs are a huge part, not only in energy production and muscle strength, but also recovery. A lot of people also, just think, oh, protein, protein, protein. I'm going to have a scoop of protein before I go to the gym. I'm going to have a scoop of protein after the gym. And before you know it, within a few hours, you've had 40 grams of protein, absolutely no carbs. Carbohydrates are literally the fuel for your body, and you should also have some post-workout. And like I said, a lot of people just demonize them to an extent. So I think if you are going for, performance or, whatever, or even muscle pump, I mean, carbohydrates are going to do you wonders just because, you are shuttling that glycogen into your muscles before you work out, and you have that available to utilize. So me personally, it really just depends on when I work out, during the day. If I work out in the morning, like right after I get up, I'm usually not too hungry in the morning or feel like, well, when I say morning, I mean, yes, I've worked out at like 6 a.m. before, but like right now, my workouts are usually around like, if I don't work until later in the day, I usually work out around like 9 or 10 a.m. If I work out later in the day, it's usually like 3 or 4. So if I'm working out, even if I'm working out at 9 or 10 a.m., I'm usually getting up at like 7 or 8, actually probably like 8 or 9 recently. I've been sleeping in. I don't feel like making a meal. So one thing I did purchase last week, honestly, it was just because it was already on sale and I got a really good deal on it where I work. It is GNC's Creatine Triple X. So what it is a creatine monohydrate blend with L-arginine, and then there's also a simple and complex carbohydrate blend. So, wow, this is getting a lot more in-depth than I thought it would. Simple carbohydrates, think of just sugar. Complex carbohydrates, think of like slower digesting, like whole grain, stuff like that. And, I'm sure if you've ever heard of like people eating like Sour Patch Kids before they work out, the theory behind that is simple carbohydrates digest a lot faster. And as far as like your muscle pump, your glycogen stores, it's going to pretty much just be faster. Obviously, no one wants to consume 100 grams of sugar. I don't really condone that. But so in this carbohydrate blend I have, it's 35 grams of carbs, and then it's 16 or 17 grams of sugar. So it's about half simple carbs, half complex carbs. And I'm sure a lot of people, when I just said that, well, not that we have a lot of listeners, I'm sure if we had a lot of listeners, a lot of people would be rolling their eyes. Oh, 17 grams of sugar. Oh my God. Well, I don't really care because it's around my workout. I mean, honestly, that is probably eaten up in the first half an hour you work out. So I have experimented a little bit with the creatine drink. I've done it while I work out, like 20, 30 minutes after I get to the gym. I've also done it beforehand. I think as far as my performance goes, I prefer it intra-workout, but when I wake up in the morning, I drink it before I go to the gym just to get something in my body. And that's something that I've been watching a few videos on and doing research on, is just as far as specifically carbohydrate supplementation. And it is something that's really effective. So I'm not saying that you go out and eat candy while you work out or anything, but if you have a carbohydrate powder, that's definitely something that you can utilize intra-workout. One guy I just watched, his name's Seth Feroce. He was a bodybuilder back in 2009. He took a few years off, and he's kind of getting back into it now. He did a supplement review on a different carbohydrate product, but he also utilized it in his arm training that day. And I mean, obviously he's a bodybuilder. It's going to be more noticeable with him, but he was doing his arm training, and about halfway through his arm training in the video, you could see him starting to lose his pump, and that happens. I'm sure we've all experienced it. If you're going to the gym and you're working out for an hour and a half, you usually will hit a point, unless you've eaten a huge ass meal beforehand, where your pump fades. I mean, I don't know if you've experienced that before or not, but it happens. And that was sort of like his trigger for him. So he pulled out a shaker bottle, He had his carbohydrate supplement, and it was almost like he just pumped back up again. Like you could see it happening in the video, which was really intriguing to me. Not necessarily just because of the pump, but just because of the science behind it. So obviously, I'm not a 300-pound bodybuilder, but I did notice a longer endurance in performance, I guess. I also did an arm training day where I drank an intra-workout. My biceps tend to fatigue very, very easily just because I use them in a lot of assistance exercises, probably more than I should as far as pulls and stuff. But I felt better, and I felt like I was able to do more on that, which I've only been using it for a week, so it could be just a placebo effect. But I would highly recommend using something like that than not eating. If you are going for performance and you don't have time to make a meal, I mean, it might be worth it to invest in something like that. I mean, I know it's a supplement. A lot of people don't need to spend more money on supplements, but I found that it helps me. I've also wanted to be back on creatine for a little bit, so I decided to jump on that.
Okay.
But that was, I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, I've been talking.
I don't have that problem. No, I don't have that problem because I have loaves of bread in my CrossFit bag. That I carry around with me. So there's that.
Pop-Tarts, toaster strudels, you just loaves of bread.
Yeah, I just got all them crepes, danishes up in that. So yeah.
Oh man, but no, and this I won't get too much into the post-workout, but in your post-workout, again, a lot of people.
Rich Piana, carbs right after you lift, or else you can lose your gains.
Well, anabolic window. No, it's not that important, but you should, again, if you're going for weight loss, obviously you're going to be watching your carb intake, but as far as recovery goes, it is going to be beneficial for you to have a low or moderate amount of carbs post-workout too, because a lot of people think it's all protein. Oh, I'm going to have 3 scoops of protein, 60 grams of protein, and it's going to be the ultimate recovery. But I think really you would get the most bang for your buck out of having like 20 grams of protein and even like 20, 30 grams of carbs. Carbs are so important, and people just miss out on that. And when I say carbs, I'm not saying you should be pouring out 4 bowls of Frosted Flakes every day, but
that's bad.
Yeah, but I mean, be smart about it. I mean, right now my biggest thing is oatmeal. I love oatmeal. It's a slower digesting protein.
Love oatmeal.
Oats are great. Pretty much anything whole grain. Whole grain bread isn't bad. I don't like eating a ton of bread. I like getting my carbs from other sources other than bread. But yeah, I have like little I forget what the brand is, but they're like cups of rice you can make. I've been using those too. So just be smart about it. And if you are trying to lose weight, but you don't want to suffer losses in performance and stuff, I would recommend utilizing carbs just around your workout. Even if the rest of your day is low carb, you utilizing 20 grams of carbs before you work out and 20 grams of carbs afterwards, I don't think it's really going to break the bank. As long as your workout intensity is high enough, maybe you throw in some cardio at the end, I would recommend using that, because I think you're going to feel a lot better and you're going to notice better performance in the gym. So that's really today with that topic. I just wanted to go on a rant about carbs because I feel like give them
I mean, carbs are they're the first energy source that you burn when lifting. And it goes to sugars, and then it goes to fat. It takes a while to work up to the fat because you have to burn all your carbs and your sugars, and then you'll start losing weight with burning of the fat. Something else people don't know.
And that's the other thing too, is like I said, obviously if you are wanting to lose weight, something like fasted cardio or fasted training might be more beneficial to you. But you can still, as long as you're in a caloric deficit for the day, if you can fit some carbs around your workout, that's still fine. You might not be seeing that calorie burn during your workout, but a calorie deficit at the end of the day is a calorie deficit. So it really just depends on, and like I said, everybody's body reacts differently. Some people, like my wife, Kelsey, she refuses to eat anything within like an hour of going to the gym. If she eats anything before she goes, she just hates it. Her stomach gets upset. I don't know what that is, as far as her digestive system or what, but that's just how she feels. And if you're one of those people, that might be an opportunity to try like a powdered carb supplement, if you can take it. But if not, you're just going to have to plan ahead. You might want to try to plan a big meal maybe like a couple hours beforehand, just so you can at least have something in your system. Because I
Hmm.
mean, and I know you said it too. I just feel like utter crap working out on absolutely nothing in my stomach, and that's, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't care
it
if
doesn't work.
yeah, I don't care if I'm trying to lose weight. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat something and just focus on getting in a deficit for the whole day. I don't really care about burning extra calories during my workout, because during my workout, I want it to be a freaking workout. You know, I want to get
Hmm.
pumped. I want to lift weights. I'm not gonna sacrifice that just for burning fat with my fasted cardio. So, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm done
No,
ranting
back I
about
mean
this. Go ahead.
back when I had early like soccer runs at like 6, 7 in the morning, I don't know how I did this or why I did this, but I always drank a cup of coffee and had like an apple or an orange. So I'm balling on a balling on a budget of caffeine and sugar.
But see,
So I
that's
don't know if I
fine.
would recommend that,
That I mean,
but
but
I
well, I mean, it's obviously that's not ideal. But the fact, I mean, fruit, you do get simple sugars and you do get some indirect carbohydrates. So honestly, like you know, as much as we laugh about that now, if you're one of those people that can only do a banana or an apple or something, like if that's all
do
you
it.
can do, that's all you can do. Yeah, go for it. You know?
It's still something though.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something that you probably should use.
Yeah,
But
and I,
that's just our our recommendation.
yeah, that is our
And if
recommendation.
you get a
You
sick
don't have to
if
do
you get a
that.
sick nasty pump by not eating all day, hey, whatever.
Then I
I mean, there's
wouldn't
one
beat
guy
you.
I forget. There's a bodybuilder that eats like 10,000 calories in one meal a day. I forget who he is. I
One
think we
meal?
talked about him before. He eats one meal, and I was talking to my friend about him yesterday. Um,
I don't.
he eats like a 10,000 calorie meal, and who is he? He may not be like exactly a bodybuilder. He's just a big Instagram guy, but
That's a
I
lot
don't
of
even know who he
calories in
is.
one meal.
Yeah,
I don't know
nah,
about
he
that.
does it, and
I'll have to look
he's
that up afterwards.
okay. Fine. Whatever. Fine. Don't believe me,
Oh,
but that's okay.
I believe
Uh,
10,000 calories in a day. I don't know about 10,000 calories in a
man,
meal. That is near impossible to do. Like, what would you
I don't
have to
know.
eat? It's not
Maybe it
clean,
wasn't
that's
that
for
many,
sure.
but I know. I mean, because I've read about this. I've read about this guy before, and I don't know. It's kind of crazy what he does, but that's just his life. But anywho,
But yeah, that's pretty much our take on gym equipment and I guess carbohydrates and eating around a workout. Um, that's really all I think I wanted
that's
to
really
talk
it.
about. Yeah, I think we've hit a decent time gap here. If you guys
Hmm.
want to, I keep saying we need listeners, people. Start listening so you can respond
Start listening
because
to
I
us.
want to refer to you guys. I want to tell you things to do. So if you are listening, let us know what you eat, what works for you. We'd love to hear everybody's opinion. Um, if you are looking for a
Just
carbohydrate
leave a
supplement,
comment since we're on YouTube now.
yeah, we're on YouTube. Comment, let us know. Let me know if you use a carb supplement because I'm looking to try a few out. Like I said, right now I'm on GNC's Creatine Triple X. I've read about Blackstone Labs Formula 19. That's what Seth Ferosi uses. But there are so many out there with different blends and everything. So if you use one, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. If you just eat food, let us know what works for you.
Hmm.
I think our opinion on gym gear was pretty straightforward. I think most people would probably agree with us,
Yeah.
except for the people who wear belts the entire workout, which we do not condone unless you're injured. Um, but other than that, guys, have a good one. We will try to get you another episode
Hmm.
within the week. And like I said, we are
It's
on
the goal.
YouTube now, so be looking for us there. And we'll catch y'all later.
All right. See ya.